First up on the show, China's President Xi Jinping is in France on a two-day state visit at the invitation of his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron. And now, as per the latest developments, Xi has just met with Macron and the EU Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen in Paris, followed by a state banquet hosted by Macron at the Champs-Élysées Palace. Now, on Tuesday, Macron will take China's leader to visit the mountain regions as well. Now, President Xi will head to Hungary and Serbia the same day. Now, issues ranging from Ukraine to trade and investment will top the agenda in the Chinese president's first trip to Europe in 5 years. President Xi said that he wanted to work with the international community to find ways to solve the conflict sparked by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, while emphasizing that China was neither a party nor a participant in the conflict. In an op-ed for one of the French dailies, he further said he hopes that peace and stability will return quickly to Europe and that he intends to work with France and the entire international community to find good paths to resolve the crisis. Meanwhile, the French president also in an interview to The Economist said if it is in Europe's interest to get China to weigh in on the stability of the international order. He further said that Europe must defend its strategic interests in its economic relations with China. The EU chief also said she will press on for fair competition with China in talks with President Xi today. President Xi's arrival in Paris marks 60 years of diplomatic relations between France and China. The Chinese leader's tour indicates a relative warmth in the Sino-French relations since Macron made his state visit to China in April 2023. President Xi acknowledges the French leader's stature as an EU power broker. And our correspondent Alex Caddy is now joining us from Paris for the very latest on this state visit by the Chinese president to France. And lots of sticky issues need to be resolved: Ukraine, the EV market, as well as trade. But what's also symbolic here is that the Chinese president will also be going to Hungary and Serbia after France, which are both countries that have shown leanings or towards Russia. So there's a messaging there as well in this trip.
Yeah, absolutely. Also leanings of a certain degree of Euroscepticism in Hungary and Serbia. So while President Xi is here in Paris, just a few kilometers from where I'm standing here, to mark 60 years of diplomatic ties between his country and France, the diplomacy between both sides will be tense throughout the day. We know that Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, is here, and her commission is probing Chinese electric vehicles entering the European market because of what the EU suspects are unfair trade practices. Strong pushback from Beijing on that. We know that Paris and President Macron's administration want the European Union to go further, to go harder in probing Chinese businesses and their use of unfair trade practices. But there is certainly a lack of unanimity across the European Union when it comes to this. Germany and others see China as a market for opportunities. And so certainly this visit by President Xi, of course, marking 60 years of diplomatic relations here in Paris, but then going to countries that have really been a thorn in the side of those EU leaders over the next few months, could be seen by some as a way to divide and conquer.
Right, Alex, thanks very much indeed for joining us for the very latest on that. We will come back to you for more. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.